All right, so we just got done watching Sailor Moon Season 1, Episode 9. What is this one called? Usagi's Misfortune. Watch out for the Russian clocks.
And I find it odd because we have the North American title here, and it's called Time Bomb.
Time Bomb, which is clever.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, I don't know, why change the...
Why bother? Well, there's a charm to the anime titles, like the exclamatory nature of Usagi's Misfortune. Watch out for the Russian clocks. I think it's great.
Yeah.
So this episode is themed around stealing human energy from people, like by getting them stressed out, because in Japanese culture, I suppose people are generally quite stressed out, and so they're saying that stress is a waste of energy that they can harness upon themselves, which I tied into some of the themes of earlier episodes.
Well, I mean, the whole thing so far is about harnessing. The monster's motive, or Queen Beryl or whatever, is to harness human energy.
Yeah, exactly.
And the way to get human energy is through means of I guess in this one,
I
stress.
noticed the phenomenon is key. So in this one, stress. Everybody's trying to get somewhere on time. Shops are opening earlier. The bus is running as an express bus. So it's sort of like a commentary on how we're all slaves to the definite nature of time.
Yeah, which I actually had something to
say about that.
Yeah. I mean, I've just noticed like a theme is that they're really pushing this narrative that's like anti-authority, you know.
Yeah.
And Usagi always being late for class and stuff. And then in this episode, I wrote down somewhere it's everyone's late for class, everyone's stressed out, and then the teacher just says, you know what, no one's going to come for class, except there were a few students, including Usagi.
Yeah.
And says, well, no one's going to come for class, no class today. And then they're like, well, then we're just going to leave. Everyone leaves. And that was kind of like a rebel against authority there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say that this episode, plot-wise, was again sort of a repetition of a lot of the episodes we've already seen. However, there's a purgatory state or a time stop state in this episode when they face the main villain who has screwed up people's sort of sense of time to create stress and harness the energy. It's this strange, trippy, fever dreamy sort of world with broken clocks.
Definitely the best part of the episode.
Pipe organs, and it just is this weird background that they're inside of, being in terms of Ami and Usagi, or Sailor Mercury and Sailor Moon. And we actually see them team up in a more comfortable way than we did in the previous episode in which Ami was introduced.
But in terms of storytelling and stuff, this episode definitely lacked an engaging story. And,
I would concur.
But the art was very, very...
Yeah, the villain, like I mentioned in a previous review, that the villain designs are really ugly and not they're not really scary either, but they're nothing original or interesting. This one, however, had much more depth. It seemed like they put more time into the animation in this episode, and it definitely paid off in that it was visually very, very appealing, and colorful and varied. And
do you remember this scene was kind of odd when the bus driver kind of snapped at people asking him to hurry up. He's like, fine, you want me to hurry up? And then he just recklessly drove. The bus driver recklessly drove and got into a huge car incident that caused a lot of stress, therefore more human energy to be harnessed by Queen Beryl. And
this episode, in that, like, all of these episodes have some large scale amnesia, some large scale sort of mind control. This one was the largest scale, in that it seemed to have affected the entire city. Essentially. And that Luna and Ami were the only ones aware of this, because they weren't slaving to these clocks.
Yeah.
They didn't buy clocks.
But Usagi got she got
mind control in this one, for sure. Yeah.
And then as soon as that clock came in, the gift to Usagi, I knew something like shady was up. It was kind of predictable. Yeah. But
the clock was shaped like a cat. That was like a more stressed out looking Luna.
Yeah, exactly.
I also in this episode they introduced a new item for Sailor Mercury, which
Bubbles.
was the supercomputer. No, the Bubble was in the last episode.
Was that in the last episode?
Yes, it was. Yes.
Oh.
That's the only power we've seen of her. But she got a supercomputer from Luna, who said, I've always had this, but I knew that Usagi wouldn't be able to use it. It's kind of complicated. Here you go. And she uses the supercomputer to figure out how this purgatory time stop world works. And, I think that's an interesting thing with this blend of technology and magic. Where they meet in this happy ground, which is something that's also been established through the Sailor V video game, being a portal into sort of the Resistance, through Luna typing in some stuff in there. And I like that. I like that.
Yeah, and Sailor Mercury and Sailor Moon obviously make a great duo, just given the fact that she is much, like not much smarter.
The choreography of them together was very appealing.
And I've noticed that Sailor Moon got a little more agile. I guess she's always like, oh, I'm clumsy. And then there was this part where her legs were unable to move due to the spell from the monster. And the monster was trying to jab her with,
and she was
dodging it, dodged it like crazy Matrix.
She's
Neo style,
definitely improving.
So definitely improving in that note. And but then Tuxedo Mask comes and saves the day, kind of once again. Like they're stuck in this weird time warp reality thing where the monsters blah blah blah, and then Tuxedo Mask throws this rose at the clock that's in on the front of that building.
Yes,
and I guess just stops. The Queen Beryl or whatever the monster is stops her like force of her spell or whatever she has.
Her time distortion.
Yeah, and then she goes, "Oh, I'm like losing my energy," like something like that.
Yeah, and then Moon Tiara power.
Well, no, then bubble,
and then basket, and then
Moon Tiara power action, and then it essentially just ends there.
Yeah, it ends pretty quick. There's a speed eating contest, apparently. She finds that out right away, just out of the blue.
Cake, speed eating contest, they get excited, and then Usagi falls down.
Yeah.
And cries a little bit.
I was thinking at the beginning of this episode, you see Ami and Usagi hanging out and going to the mall, and Ami seeming to have her mind opened to these more youthful things other than studying, and how their friendship is such a strong theme in the show. Friendship is such a strong theme.
I mean, already like
giving Usagi this perfect foil.
Yeah.
Really could allow for more interesting character development.
Character development, especially in Usagi's part, because Ami's gonna pick her up in the morning. She's always late. Now she's picking her up.
That's great.
She's helping her with her time management, which I've mentioned in other episodes is very poor.
I'm really glad to see that improvement. But anyway, I think that's about all.
Probably wrap it up there. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.